A sound test. Alright, so hello and welcome to stream number 18 of the Tatoeba live streams. So today, since I was a little bit inactive for the past week or so, this is today just going to be some routine work to catch up with stuff that I didn't really have time to take care of. So let's get started. Oh yeah, so as usual, yeah, I should actually open the chat. So if anybody joins at some point, you can go to the Tatoeba chat in case you don't have, you don't want to have, log into YouTube or write in YouTube. Actually, I'm noticing there's been quite a lot of chatting lately. I'll have to check that later. Alright, so let's move to the pull request. So today maybe we deploy a few things. Like, I don't think we're gonna deploy big things because I actually really didn't have much look into this big pull request for the audio aside of testing it on the dev website. So I think that might be wise to delay it a bit, but I'm seeing a few things that could make sense to deploy today that are not too big. So we can start with that. So one is a bug fix. So just a couple lines of code. Let's test it out. Okay, so here I have my local instance. Let's start it. While this starts, I'm just gonna have a look at the chat. If there's anything. Oh. Okay, I guess today my VM doesn't work properly. I've had this error before, and honestly I have no idea how to fix that one when it doesn't want to mount. What I usually do is, or I used to do, was just to destroy and restart everything. I think that was the way to go. Yeah, I think that was the comment. I'll have to check. Would I like to back up the database? I guess I don't need to. There is nothing in there. Are you sure you want to destroy the default VM? Yes. Yeah, okay. Let's see if that's gonna solve it. So yeah, we'll see if I manage to test this pull request. It's not too big of a thing. And the other one is, I think it also could make sense to merge it now. It's about removing, so in the, not these files here, downloads. So over here we have one file where we list the sentences with audio, and this pull request is about removing the sentences where the audio is like doesn't have a license, basically is not usable elsewhere, is not reusable by other applications projects. So I think that one makes sense as well to merge, so that's okay. I think the background up here worked. Well, let's go back. To this bug over here. So this bug, you can see it easily, at least from the production, where this label here is shown even though there's a bunch of other translations before that. So we're gonna have to first reproduce it locally. Yeah, I should check to localhost. So brand new database now. I think it's gonna be completely empty. Alright, so yeah, I have first to add a language. So let's be English. Yeah, actually it doesn't matter what I choose here. And we're gonna add as well some other one. Let's say French. Yeah, that should be enough. So the sentence, and we're gonna have to add at least 5. I'm gonna switch here. Right. We have to add at least 5 translations. So translation 1, translation 2, translation 3, translation 4, translation 5, and normally at the 6th is gonna have, okay, not here. If we refresh, still not. Oh yeah, I need I need translations of translations. That's what I need. So let's go to translation 5, and this one is going to be translation of translation. All right, so we go back to the initial sentence, and yeah, and we see there is this here. Well, normally it would display only if, yeah, only if there's actually anything displayed below. So it doesn't make sense to display this label if there's nothing below. Right. So now we test. Up. So we're gonna execute the code provided by GitHub to fetch the branch. Now I'm located on the branch. I maybe will have to, oh no, this is touching just the CTP, so that should be fine if I just refresh. And that works as intended. Alright. So yeah, this one, just to understand a little bit. So we're just adding the condition that it has, okay, there are indirect translations and they are not hidden. The first one is not hidden, okay. So let's go ahead and merge. Up. So we have this one, and we can have a look at this one as well. So this one doesn't touch anything. Yeah, there's just one thing that changes on the website itself is the string here. But I think it's okay if we deploy this and we get those strings translated later. And then there's some unit tests. Modifications, okay, just modifying the data, I guess, to change, okay, this becomes empty string because here we have default empty string. So change column, table. So in the table users, what do we do? Audio license string. Okay, what is actually currently the structure of this table? So I'm going to connect to the VM. Okay, so we have an audio license here, which is okay. Formatting is not great, but and I guess that's the default. Default is none. Okay, so this will change it to be default empty string null false. Okay. Alright, how shall we test this one? So I guess, yeah, let's check out the branch. No, maybe let's have some test data first. So we need stuff with audio. Well, we have the users actually. So actually just audio license. From users, where let's check for the contributor. Okay, so here audio license null. And what we expect after this is that it changes to empty string. And let's log in as admin. So can I somehow set the translation, the audio? So enabled. So if I do something like this, it doesn't like it so much. Okay, but it did. Okay, it did fake an audio here. So we have it in the audio database, and this is with contributor, no license for offsite. Now we need we need to log in as somebody else. So let's say advanced contributor, and we have advanced contributor who has CC BY. Alright, and we're gonna fake another audio for advanced contributor. So let's choose this one over here. Advanced contributor. Okay. So now if I go over here and I check audio, we see it in the list. Okay. So normally if I run the script after, yeah, let's check out the branch. Okay, let's first update this. Okay, I guess the comments are a bit different because the branch is directly in the main repo. So now okay, so yeah, I executed basically those comments here, and Now we have to run, so there is a migration script, so we're gonna have to run that. And I have to remember what's the command for that. So actually, I think the command has been mentioned in this other one here. Right. Cake migrations migrate. So yeah, we're gonna have to go back into the VM. To Tatoeba, and then let's see if that works. Yes. So okay, migration migrated. Okay. I'm actually thinking if I'm applying this migration, is it? I think it might conflict a little bit. I just realized. I mean, I'm not entirely sure, but this one also has migrations over here, which has. I mean, this is, I guess, based on the date when the migration script has been created, and this was in April, compared to this one that I'm executing here, which is in May. So actually, maybe I should be careful to merge this one. We can try it out right after. Let's just check first that things work as expected, but maybe I cannot merge it yet. Or if I merge it, we're gonna have to maybe rename this script to something else. Okay, so migration script has run. Next, we want to execute. Okay, we can first check if the text on the download page has updated properly. So yeah, note that some of the audio available on Tatoeba are not listed in this file because of license restrictions. So the new string is there. And last thing is we want to try to execute this script over here. So let's try. Oh. Okay, I need the window somewhere else. So it's in the database script weekly exports. Oh, sorry. And it will export in var tmp. Do we have a var tmp here? Yes, we do. Okay. So let's just execute. It should be in here. A non-column a audio license. I guess the okay, it's probably not A, but it's U. Alright. I think because A is the audio and the audio license is actually in the users table. Just let's check quickly, but describe audios. Yeah. Describe users. Yeah, the audio license is here, so that's small typo. Yeah, so probably we don't merge that one today. But but we're still going to test it out by just editing. So, no, that's not the correct folder. Now we want to go to the weekly exports. Oh, hello. So somebody in chat asks, oh, actually, that's a good time for me to test a layout because I'm trying out to have the chat. Okay, we can sort of see the chat here. It's maybe not the best quality, but right. So somebody is asking, what's the current topic? So the current topic is just me contributing to Tatoeba. Like I wanted, so the previous stream, so stream number 17, I wanted to talk about two things, Tatoeba finances and the quality of the corpus, so control, quality control in general, but I don't think talking about it today would make too much sense because I have like a bunch of stuff to catch up with. So today is just I'm going to check what can be merged, what can be deployed on Tatoeba today, and then testing whatever I can to prepare the deployment afterward. So this is just really me contributing to Tatoeba, like my usual routine task that I do for Tatoeba. But of course, like just because I'm doing this stuff doesn't mean that if you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask. So these streams are also an occasion to interact. If you have any topics in particular that we don't have to discuss for 3 hours, but just quick questions that I can answer, I'm happy to answer. But before we move back, I'll take the chance here to update a little bit. Not like this. Yeah, quality sucks a bit, but I think that works. All right. Anyway, back to over here. So we wanted to, yeah. So by watching me, basically, you get to learn a little bit. If you were ever to take my place, you kind of know the kind of stuff that I'm doing and that you could do to help out. So we are going to the audio. So we noticed a mistake over here. That should be, I think, a U, but we'll see. All right, so I'm gonna execute this again. Yes, maybe before. Let's just delete everything that was in this, what was it, bar, TMP, oops. Okay, we have a bunch of CSV, so let's remove that. Right protected, okay. Not permitted, okay. I guess I have to sudo this, maybe. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to Tatoeba. And execute this, which seems okay. Then, okay, we gotta just check the content of the file called how is it called? Sentences with audio. Okay, sentences with why does it need to complete? Sentences with audio. Okay, so we only have this one from the advanced contributor, and we don't have the one from okay, so that's good. Yeah, but yeah, let's not merge it right now, just to confirm with Glux that there's nothing else. Alright, so that one probably going to be for the week after, although yeah, before let's test this one over here. So this one is the very big pull request to support multiple audio, and we're gonna try it out just to see if it makes any conflict if we execute the migration script in a different order. So yeah, we're gonna try to test this one very quickly, so as quickly as we can. Right, so how to test? Add audio to your own Tatoeba instance. Okay, so up. I'm gonna execute this one here. I want this to be in webroot. Okay. Yeah. Let's go back to dev. Oh, okay. Let's do it from the VM, which I already exit. Never mind. Let's go back. Alright, so we have one file over here. Yeah, just for checking, the file is over here. Next, we check out the branch. Actually, branch name over here, multi-audio. Oops. It's this. Yeah, because I already had one. Yeah, I'm just deleting it and checking it out again to make sure it's completely fresh. So okay, now we're on multi-audio. Next, we run the migration commands. Yeah, so now we're gonna see if there is any issues with running the migration commands. So first, okay, that migrates. Missing audio file. Okay, we skip. Okay. Maybe I should have put some real audio files there. And the second one is the actual migration script, which actually worked fine. Okay, so I guess it would have been fine to merge if there wasn't a small mistake. Alright, so just to have a look at what migrated exactly, we can go to the script. We have a new table called disabled audio. Okay. I think this was added towards the end. I saw some comments about that. Disabled audio. Okay. This is just a unit test. After merging this, we need to merge this one, okay? Okay. Alright, anyway, so yeah, I just tested what I wanted to test, but we're not gonna merge it today, since I didn't have enough time to look into it. And this one is gonna be for later as well, because there's this small mistake, although I could also technically just edit it. It's not a huge thing. Yeah, and I wanted to check as well if so audio license. Right. Okay, now it's no longer null, but it's just empty strings. Alright. Yeah, no, that can wait. That can wait a little bit. Okay, so if we continue checking the pull request, so we have this one where there is actually an upgrade of the versions of Cake PHP, but yeah, I noticed recently that we have this warning about dependencies. So okay. So yeah, we're gonna actually have to upgrade a little bit more at some point. Although upgrading from, oops, what was it here? 3.7 to 3.8. Okay, let's see. What is okay? the earliest fix is 3.10, so at some point we're gonna have to upgrade to 3.10, but step by step. And yeah, and if we upgrade the version, of course we're gonna have to do a little bit more testing to make sure that nothing's broken, or at least the main features are not broken. So this one I would also not merge today, but I can test today though. Let's keep it on the side. And this one, yeah, this one as well. We're gonna test it today, but we're not gonna merge it yet. So there's that. And then we have actually a few languages. So 4 languages that are that have been requested as part of this this attempt to import into Tatoeba translations that were made by one of the Translators Without Borders initiative called Gamayun, which is basically an initiative where they're trying to get more content for languages that are not very represented on the internet. So they have a bunch of translations into like what I would call rare languages. And we've been in touch with them, and yeah, we have this setup right now where there is a specific account where the sentences are imported. So it is logged as this account to be the account that added the sentence. But then they are released, like the ownership. They are unadopted so that people can adopt them. So it's kind of the same. It's following the same mechanism that we used for when we imported a long time ago the sentences from the Tanaka corpus. So yeah, but anyway, so now we have slowly. So this is an endeavor that has been started by LBDX, and yeah, and he's been importing around, I think he said 1,000 sentences per day. I don't know in total how many there are, but quite a lot. And so he's been through already a bunch of languages, and at some point he's gonna reach these languages that are not yet supported in Tatoeba. So that's why we have those language requests. I think we can probably take care of them today, or at least 3 of them. One, or maybe 4 of them. One of them, there is a comment that so by default, since we actually don't have a native speaker requesting those languages, we can't really evaluate what would be an appropriate language icon for the language. So we're using just the default ISO code on white background, which is a temporary solution until we have a native speaker who can suggest a better graphical representation for the language. Although there's one of the language where we actually have a suggestion, so this one we might use an actual image and not our default flag design. Right, so yeah, let's go ahead with that. I think I'm just going to push directly. I'm hesitating actually now. Let's just go through the normal normal process. So let's go one by one. first we go back. We go back to the dev over here. I pulled already, I think it's up to date. Alright. So I start with the first one. So we have the issue number. We're making a branch. Then let's follow the steps for adding a new language. So we go to language libs. Then we add the language in this list over here. So the language is called Congo Swahili. And the language code is SWC. Put over here. Okay, I guess we could check quickly if there's any special script. So there's Arabic script. Yeah, maybe I will need a bit more information here, because we don't know, or I cannot say it right now for sure if both scripts are in use or if the Latin script is more used or the Arabic one. Okay, no, so is now written in the Latin alphabet. But that is Swahili, okay. Then I don't know about specifically Congo. So yeah, this article here on Wikipedia, they don't have specifically about Congo Swahili. They just have Swahili in general, where there are then subcategories. Okay, Swahili is actually a macro language. Oh, let me check. We have Swahili, right? So yeah, we have Swahili. Let me just check quickly if this language is listed in our list of exceptions. It's actually not. Probably this should be added because scope macro language, and yeah. What is SWH we used? This one, okay, SWA. So SWH is supposed to be actually coastal Swahili. Alright, we have a bit of inconsistency here to fix. Alright, Yeah, maybe okay, maybe I will start a pull request, but maybe we don't deploy this one today because I'm not 100% sure if there's any difference in usage of scripts. But here script language used to be written in the Achami script, which is an Arabic script. Writing system, Latin script, okay. Oh no, there's also, okay, there's several ones. Latin and Arabic. Yeah, I'll just have to ask a bit more information. Alright, we can still nonetheless finish the branch, but we can then skip to the other one afterwards. So we have the language. So if the language has an isos now, I don't think it does. Right to left, well, that will, yeah, that will depend what is if it can have both scripts or not. So this is to be yeah, to be checked. The flag, so we're gonna get this one. Did I download it? I think I didn't. Save image as. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't save. Alright. So we have this. Yeah, there's probably better ways, but to automate this. But that's what we have for now. So we compress. We then get this part over here. And we're gonna open, just gonna copy one of the flags. Alright. Or actually, let's, I think normally I updated the template. It looks good. So let's actually just download this. Whoop. What is it here? this one. SWC. SWC, and over here we have the data URL. Okay, so from here we have almost everything. Now we need to add the language. Again, SWC, yes. And no list. Okay. I have to regenerate the assets. Oh. Okay, let's close some tabs. Localhost. So we can go to this list here. Do we have okay, I don't see it in the list, which I should. Because I didn't save. Okay, here is Congo Swahili. Yeah, the flags don't display properly. Maybe a cache issue there. Let's just try to add it as a language over here. So Congo Swahili. Okay, we see that it appears the icon here. Okay. So we have the branch, we have the modifications, so I will not push it right away. I'll just yeah, create the commit, but oh. And okay. Web root, image, flag. So add language Congo Swahili. Okay. Yeah, okay. I will not, oh yeah, I will skip this one for now as well. I'll just just check quickly the other languages to kind of see if we have the same kind of issues, or if maybe it's using a script that we don't have yet, and we need to update the configuration of the search so that it can index some new letters. So this one doesn't have so much information here. It's just phonology, I'm not sure. Okay, this we'll have to research a little bit more later. And last one, Central Canary. So Central Canary is part of Canary. Written Canary, okay. For at least 400 years. More recently, it is also sometimes okay. So it seems to be both Ajami Arabic and Latin script. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably have to ask a bit more around before we add those languages, but we still have a bit of time until LDBX reaches the point where he will need to import sentences in those languages. But in the meantime, yeah, that's one thing you might be interested to know, is that we are importing sentences from this Gamayun kit, which is basically translations into not so common languages. So we have good amount of contributions in those rarer languages right now, thanks to that. And at the same time, I think it's a good experiment for kind of mass importing sentences into Tatoeba. So far, I think nobody really complained, but at the same time, I guess when it's about languages that really nobody knows, I think there's less likely to have complaints, because people, well, there's nobody really looking at those sentences, and yeah, we're gonna have to trust that overall the quality is alright. But even if not, I think Tatoeba is still a good platform to kind of improve those sentences. Okay, so we have actually just one bug fix for today, and the last thing I wanted to include in this update is something I didn't do last time, about the new sentence design that I mentioned but I didn't do yet, which is to switch the default that new registered members are using by default, the new design. So we can just test that quickly before. Let's say I'm registering here, so with myself, let's just have a quick registration here. So by default, if I check here, yeah, I am not using the new design. So now if we're gonna make the modifications, we're gonna go to, I think this is the user entity, where we have the default settings over here, use new design, and we're gonna change this to true. And then we're gonna go back here, we're gonna try again to register. So over here, and if I check the settings, yeah, this one is now enabled by default. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. So what do we want to use? Okay. Set new sentence design by default. Okay, enable. Okay, should I reference a ticket? All right. So, okay, I did the commit, and we are going to now start the deployment process. Well, first let's push, actually. We have this. Okay. Let's go and deploy. So, as usual, first we're gonna pull the translations up. Alright, I have to update something because I reset my VM. Okay, I kind of forgot where to find that. Okay, Transifex API token. I think I had to add it as an environment variable, but I don't fully remember. Okay, I think there's an environment variable called tx token. I'm gonna do that. So obviously I'm not gonna show that. Um, Alright, trying again. That didn't work. Okay, it was maybe in the Transifex RC. I have to use it as password. Okay, that works. I had to put it at his username. I should write this down somewhere to not forget. Okay, so next step. Git add. Okay. Yeah, probably I want to delete those at some point to make sure I don't commit by mistake. Git commit. Just checking the content here of the translations. Okay. So all good. Git push. Next. Check out master. We merge dev into master. We tag. We push. And we push tags. Okay, and then we deploy the rest on the server. So okay. And that's it. So actually we can just test this one thing in the milestone. So we can go here And we see that the label is no longer there, so all good. Let's close. Okay. So this one we said over here, where is it? This one here. Should be you. So yeah, let's wait for confirmation. It's probably this can be merged. Or the next, okay, I'll have to create a milestone. I think I could have created it right away. When is it gonna be? Uh, 29. Yeah, and let's test actually this one. This one we can have a look right now and see if everything's alright. So I have to go back to the multi-audio branch. So we already ran these commands here. Okay. So we have this here. Let's actually have a look. I'm not entirely sure how to test this in the best possible way. Okay, we have new stuff, so let's merge dev. So actually we have normally audio for one, but I don't think it lists any audio right here. Maybe we have a look at what's in the audios table so far. So back to the VM over here. We have these two over here. Okay. Yeah, actually it doesn't matter. What I want to try more is to upload audio. Because the fact that it has multiple audio that we already see on the dev. So to upload audio, let's see if anything changed about that. Imports. Okay, so here is index. Okay, imports didn't have any change, it seems. Right. So how the names, how the audio named if there are several Several audio for the same sentence. Okay, let's see first where does it import, because I don't really remember. Let me try. Okay, so we have one file here to import. Audio author. Let's say this is contributor. Import. Oh, okay, it's I have to run this. I forgot as well what to do here. Because there's a queue. Why can I see that? Oops. Something with the runner. Okay. Export no. I don't know where we had instructions about that anymore. Oh, maybe just in the cron runner. Not this. Or something else. How was it called? Something with a Q. Okay. I think I need to go check on the production server how that is set up. Okay, I guess there's a command to execute. I guess I don't need to set up a cron job here, just to execute some commands. Run worker. Okay, let's try that. Just checking if we have anything documented about this. Okay. Okay, yeah. We're gonna run that. So back here, error, okay. I think that should, okay. Okay, this one is ignored, this one was imported. We go to sentence 1. It's here, it's recorded by contributor, all good. Can actually play it. Yes. I can play it. So now we can see it has this ID 3. So this we're gonna stop for a moment and check again. So alright, so it's using now the ID of the audio itself instead of the sentence ID. I'm just wondering how it's stored. Is there any information actually from the description over here? Okay, so yeah, to avoid breaking change. Okay, I'm seeing so in the web root files, and we have audio over here. So we have a folder named 000, and in it we have more folders. Okay, some of them actually existed for a while, but we have this 003. And in there we have 2 files. I think some of it was stuff that I had tried a while ago. So I'm gonna try to reset everything actually. Hopefully I don't break stuff. So delete from audios, that should empty everything. I'm going to try to import back. So I'm going to put back stuff into the import folder. Okay. So here it's empty. Do we actually have other tables with audio? Okay. Okay, I don't think there should be anything in disabled audio. Right. Okay. Let's go back to the Tatoeba webroot files. And so right now what we have is in here I've set again this number 1. If we go to local over here and we have a look at the stats, yeah, the stats are incorrect actually, because if we browse there's nothing. Yeah, the stats I would have to reset, but let's ignore that for now. So we don't have any sentence. And if I try to import again, there was the last import. Okay, and here number 1. So let's try advanced contributor here. We import, we have to run what was it? This one here. Okay, so this has been imported. If we go to sentence number 1, we see this one by advanced contributor. Alright, and if we go to root for audio, this there's this folder 000, which has 004. Okay, and if if I would put another file now to import, and it's also for sentence number 1. Okay, no files detected. I'm just gonna have to put a file in the folder. Which I'm gonna call it 1 as well. Alright, so now it detects there's an existing audio. Maybe import it. Yes. Let's say this one is from contributor. I import, yeah. I have to run this guy again. It has been imported, and if we go back to number 1, we see there is 2 audio. Okay, and if we check how that is structured. So there's still this folder 000. Okay, 1 is 04. Okay, so okay, it's called 5. Alright. I'm wondering if each of these folders is just the number of for the imports. If I will import 2 files at once. So let's try to import for sentence 2 and sentence 3. Yeah, okay, so we have those two over here. And yeah, let's have them again for contributor. Imports. We run this. 2 imported. So sentence 3 contributor. Sentence 2 contributor, okay. Right, then web root files. So there's always going to be this 000. Then there's 6 and 7. It seems like, okay, each audio is in the folder itself. Alright, I'm just gonna check what it looks like on the dev server quickly. Alright, there's a bunch of numbers. Yeah, I guess I'll have to check the code to understand a bit more how that is structured. How does it know where to read? Download ID. Mhm. I mean, yeah, in any case, the basic test I'm doing here seems to work fine. I would just have to spend a bit more time, I guess, to understand how it is structured when things are being downloaded. There's many commits here. Okay. Yeah, here works fine. We can do a last test. Where we're gonna download again number 2 and number 3. And let's say that this was from admin. So we import. So number 3 has both. And number 2 as well. And if we look into the audio folder, so yeah, every time it increased by 1. It seems to be matching the idea over here. But I mean, I think that might be more of a coincidence. So, okay. I haven't tried to play them actually. Yeah, okay, that's playing. I mean, you won't hear it if you're looking in the stream, because probably I didn't enable, but I can hear. Okay. Alright. Well, anyway, so in the meantime, Tatoeba is still running fine. So yeah, I would try, so this one we can try for sure. Yeah, probably both of them we could try for next week. I lied, it's worst case we delay the deployment, but I think it would be good to get this done finally. And yeah, if there's bugs, we'll adapt, but I'll test it a bit more offline. And yeah, and if anybody by any chance watching this up to this point wants to help out with this and test it out and make sure that there's no issue once we deploy it, yeah, you can do kind of the same thing as me. So first you would have to install Tatoeba, but afterwards, yeah, check out the branch and try to run it locally, and try to also, yeah, figure out how things work. And if you see any error, then you can go directly to the pull request and add some comments. But yeah, for the very quick test I've done tonight, it seems to work, like the basic seems to work. So I'm pretty confident that we can try to deploy it next weekend. Okay, so yeah, that was a fairly long stream today, but that's just me working on Tatoeba. Next week, we try to get this pull request about audio done. I think this one over here gonna maybe delay it a little bit more to the week after. Yeah, we'll have to see if there's any conflicts, because there's many files that being touched. So yeah, let's work on the audio first, and then yeah, then speed up the background drop startup by, yeah, which includes upgrading CakePHP. But I think the next step after this is to try to solve the vulnerability here and upgrade to 3.10. So that's gonna be, yeah, maybe this upgrading to 3.10 can actually be done as part of this one over here. Like, well, hopefully that works out with 3.10. And yeah, and next week I think I will add the languages as well. So this I'll do right now, to over here, and that is the plan for the next week. All right. Well, I think that's it for today. I guess there is no questions for today. In the chat I don't see anything. Alright, let's close some windows. Alright, so yeah, have a nice evening, afternoon, or night, everybody, and see you next week.